All right. Here we go. This is your homework assignment from, what is today? It is Monday. It's Tuesday tomorrow. Heck yes. Anyway, I got to do a little practice here. I got a new interface. I got some updates. I like this. This looks better. Look at the nice, neat things I can make. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see if my eraser is better. Mr. Eibling is a happy man. I will make a good video. So this is the homework that's due Tuesday. So hopefully you're watching it Monday night and finishing it on Tuesday. But let's say it's Tuesday and you come to class and it's like, I don't really get it. This video is for you. All right, so here I am because it gets a little tricky. I get it. So how do I expand here? Hold on. This is, like I said, it's a little different here. I might have to pause it. Let's see what that thumbs up does. Hey, here we go. It's a thumbs up now. Okay, what is our goal? Our goal is to construct a food web. Make at least one creature an omnivore. That's going to give us some problems. I can see that already. We're going to go up to a quaternary consumer. So we gotta know the basics here before we can get to the hard stuff. So hopefully you know how to do producer, primary. So we got a producer, PC, primary consumer, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary. So we got to fill in this pyramid right here. Fill it with love and animals. What's going on? There it is. Okay. Now you can pick anything you want for this one. So let's see. What should I pick? I'm going to pick I'm going to go with a pond. Okay, I'm going to go with a pond. Mix it up a little bit so I don't have to have deer and owls and all that stuff that we normally do. So I'm going to take one here. I'm going to start off at the bottom. I'm going to start off with some algae. All right. Remember, you can do anything you want. You can do dinosaurs. I got some dinosaurs. It's kind of cool. I have a T-Rex in there eating a stegosaurus. Algae not as fun as a stegosaurus, but, I can make it fun. Algae gets eaten by, I'm going to go with crayfish or crab. Okay, well, let's see. Secondary consumer, we're going to go with catfish. Might have to go, oh, you know what? I got it now. Catfish, we're going to go with bass. A big northern bass or a pike. Okay, the northern pike, pretty big creature, would love to eat a catfish. And what's going to eat my big pike? Well, I'm going to go outside of the pond. I'm going to go with a kingfisher. Those are predatory birds that dive in and eat some things. So this guy's going to dive in. He's going to give himself a pike. It's pretty cool if you actually see it happen. Let me pause here. All right, I had to pause for a visitor. You talk a little more science. So anyway, all right. So now what I want to do is I want to put this into, Mr. Eibling, you need to pick an omnivore. Okay, so I need a creature that's going to eat both plants and animals. So we'll say my catfish. I'm not exactly certain. Maybe an expert could tell me. I'm going to say my catfish eats both plants and animals. Going to eat algae? I think they do because they have they suck things right off the bottom. So I think that would probably work. All right, but that's going to make my food chain / web look a little different. All right, so I've got my algae. All right, so what's going to eat my alg? I've got my crab. And now I've also got a catfish. Okay, catfish. And catfish is going to have 2 arrows pointing to it because it's an omnivore. So anytime an omnivore, you should have 2 arrows always pointing to it. One plant, one animal. I've got my pike. Mr. Eibling, does pike eat crabs? It might. So I'm going to go ahead and these crabs are, all right, they're getting dominated by pikes and catfish. It's rough. No, my pike's not out of the woods. It's the big boy. It's the big boy in the lake, but it's got to watch out for this kingfisher. All right, the kingfisher is going to swoop down in there and get me some pike. All right, there's my food chain. All righty, so let's see. This one is an easy question for the next one. Hold on, let me get my grabber. What type of ecosystem do you think this web would be in? We're going to go with a lake. Okay, so we might want to, whoa. Did it pause? No, it did not pause. A lake. All right, that's all I need. If you have iguanas and lizards and armadillos, you might have like a desert. That would be what we're looking for here. So think about what are you describing. If you got monkeys and baboons and tons of You might know it's in a jungle. Basically, if you got monkeys, you're going to be in a jungle. All right. What else is in jungle? It's a good question that you would be familiar with. I don't know. If you think of things, tell me tomorrow. There's obviously a lot of things that live in a jungle. Frogs and snakes and vipers. All right, now here is the tough part. Here's where it gets a little tricky. So this is where I'm focusing on. Make a graph showing some estimated carrying capacities of each one of your organisms. Make up some populations and label the side. So I probably didn't take enough boxes. We've got our algae. We've got our crab. I'm going to run out of boxes. We've got our catfish. I was always disappointed the first time I saw a catfish when I was a kid. I really thought it would have, more than just some, I thought it was furry. But anyway, catfish, pike, and kingfisher. Mr. Abling, you didn't give me enough boxes. Yeah, I was tempted to say don't worry about algae, but we can't forget about our producer. I don't want you to forget about producers. They're important. Coffee sip. All right, carrying capacity. First, let's go and make a line color. This is really cool because I can do this. Look at that. Oh, it's so cool. What else do I want? Green. Mr. Abling, you should have made the algae green. I would agree with that, but it's too late. I don't feel like going back and erasing. Let's go orange for pike. I know, right? This is a luxury. I think we should do this like a real pencil. I think they do. They had like these. I picked the same color, you doofus. All right, there you go. I had this like pencil where you like push the little thing in and you get like 9 different colors of pen. It was actually pretty terrible, but good idea. All right. This does not have to be perfect. So I'm going to go up to, how many guidelines I got? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to make each one worth 100. Let's go 100 and 1,200. So I'm going to try to keep my populations between 100 and 1,200. I like to pick, I'm going to pick let's go with our kingfisher. We'll start at the bottom and then work our way up. Pick one. I like to pick them in the middle. I think it's the best way to go. So I'm going to pick catfish. Okay, what is my carrying capacity of catfish in this lake? Now, you could pick any number you want, as long as it relates to... So, carrying capacity. Remember, carrying capacity is the number of organisms that can, generally be supported. So, it's not the maximum number you can have in an area. It's how many can be supported. So, I'm just going to give you... Hold on. So, I'm going to pick a number here of... I'm going to pick a number of catfish. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. Some people walking and ask me a lot of questions and stuff. Makes it tough. So, I got catfish. I got to get my color right. I got green. I got green. So how many catfish do I want to put in this lake? How many do I think this lake can hold? Now, it depends on the lake, right? Big lake, small lake. I'm going to go with an average number. I'm going to say I've got 300 catfish. 100, 200, 300. All right. I'm going to say about 300 catfish. So my population of catfish stabilizes at about 300. Okay. And then I need to figure out, if I have 300 catfish, what does that mean for my other ones here? What does that mean for the rest of my populace? Well, that means I have 300 catfish that have to feed the level below. So what feed on my catfish? The answer is pike. So how many pike do I think 300 catfish can support? So what is my pike? My pike is orange. Let me get my orange line. So now you don't want to pick something that's ridiculous or that wouldn't make sense. So think about a pike. Big fish, right? It's eating a catfish, so it's probably pretty good size. You can't have more pike than catfish, okay? They're going to eat up all these catfish, and then your catfish population is going to die because all these numbers of pike are eating it. So you got to have a number of pike that can maintain a population of about 300 catfish. So I have no idea what that number actually is. I'm not an expert on lake ecology, but it's got to be less than 300. So if I've got 300 catfish, pike should be, I don't know, maybe 150. Probably should have lower numbers here. Let me make my graph a little easier. So we're going to get some fluctuations. So, let's do something. Let's say I've got a fluctuation right here of pike. Goes up a little bit. Prediction mode. What do you think would happen to the number of catfish right here? So I get a little increase in pike. Maybe I got a lot born and this is good conditions for pike. You might expect these to drop a little bit. And you see that as one goes up, its prey tends to go down a little bit. All right, and right about there. So we got about 150 pike. Okay. Now, what does that mean for my kingfishers and crabs? Kingfishers feed on pike. Okay. They are big birds. They need a lot of energy, so there are going to be not that many of them. Also remember, energy considerations is what we're going to do tomorrow or today if you're watching it on Tuesday. So kingfishers, okay, would be probably a real small population. So what do I got? I got black. So maybe like, it's going to be the lowest number, 50. We'll say 50. That even seems kind of high, but that's okay. Crabs, got to go in reverse now. What does crabs feed off of? They feed off algae. Okay, so we definitely know we need higher than 300 because we have to feed 300 catfish with crabs. Now, some of you are thinking, it's an omnivore. It's going to get some of its energy from algae as well. So the catfish has got another way to get energy, but we're going to pick a number like, what do I got? I got blue. Blue. I'm going to make... Can't have too many catfish, and we'll see why. So you can't just pick some huge number. It's got to be somewhat balanced. So let's say I have 100, 200, 300, 400. Probably want a little more. You didn't see that. We'll go with 600 catfish. So we'll say that's 600. Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Crabs. 600 crabs, Mr. Abling. Algae, okay? Algae, you should always have the most of, the producer. Now, sometimes your producer is huge, like a tree. Obviously, you're going to have more, like, little tiny dandelions than, like, trees. But don't worry about that. We'll do that tomorrow. Algae has got to be a lot. So my red line, it's going to be up here. So I'm going to max it out. It's going to max it out. Give a lot of energy. Because remember... this group of algae right here is providing the energy for all of these. Okay, if you don't have a lot of algae, you're not going to have a lot of energy that makes it up to the kingfisher. Okay, the more you start with, the more that's going to end up at the top. If you have only a little bit of algae, remember this feeds the crabs, then the crabs feed the catfish, and the catfish feed the pike, and the pike feeds the kingfisher. Well, if you don't have a lot of algae food, then... your amount of crabs is not going to be very high, and then that reduces everything. So that's kind of one of the things we want to think about. So this would be a good example, all right, of how to do this assignment. Nothing super fancy. Basically just checking to see that you understand how maybe carrying capacities can be determined based on relationships with other organisms. So biotic factors determining carrying capacity. So that's it. Okay, 13 minutes. So hopefully this is pretty simple for you, but there's a reason I did the video because it's not simple for many of us. So tomorrow or Tuesday, it might be today, it's going to get a little tougher. There's going to be some math, so you have been warned. Calculators are just better than phones, all right? Phones are a pain in the butt to do calculations on. They're just not very good. They get the job done, but, they're not... I don't know, I'm shutting up, I'm just rambling. All right, guys, hopefully you guys can watch this. If you don't know how to do the homework, hopefully it helped. If not, ask me questions about it tomorrow, and of course, I will be helping you out. All righty, have a good one.